Hey, folks, and welcome to episode 173 of the Man Who Waits in
Serving
Town
up a warm
podcast. This is
dish
for
of
the
the
week of
Triad's
October
culinary
26th
fare.
through the
Here's your
1st of
weekly
November
helping of food,
2020.
news, and views.
My name
This
is
is
Tim
the
Beam,
man who ate the
My
town.
name's Ray Morgan.
I'm Leah Met.
and we are opening the recipe box. We are recording this episode of the Man Who Waits in Town in the Less Desirable Studio South, a.k.a. my house. We are practicing social distancing and using Zoom, sponsored by Bull's Tavern. We will have a guest today. Street Team Steven will be here to talk about our group excursion to one of our local faves. Yeah. We have another fallen food establishment, and this one isn't necessarily COVID-19 related, though. This is Tart Sweets, and I'm going to just read the presser that they sent out. I say I'm going to. It's right here. It is with heavy but peaceful hearts that we announce the closing of Tart Sweets, located at 848 West 5th Street in Winston-Salem. Since opening over a decade ago, lugging baked goods to farmers markets, our first location on Hawthorne Road in the Big Mood, 5th Street, we have had the honor of serving such amazing customers who have truly become family. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for allowing this mother-daughter team, Lynn and Chelsea Tart, to serve you in your momentous life occasions as well as just a Monday pick-me-up. We have always maintained an open and honest conversation with our client base, and this is no time for exceptions. Closing the doors, oh, those beautiful wooden doors of Tart Sweets, has been the back of our mind for quite some time now. The last few months have provided us with the somber realization that to keep Tart Sweets open was to steal away beloved time in this world with our family matriarch, Lynn. October 2020 marked the end of our lease, and we made the difficult choice not to renew. We will hereby be focusing on the growth of our coffee shop, Camel City Coffee. It's time for brutal honesty. As many of you may know, Lynn is a stage 4, 13-year cancer survivor who has also bravely faced many post-cancer complications. We will let you in on a little secret. Owning a small business is some hard work. All small businesses owners are probably laughing, thinking that's putting it mildly. And I can agree. We have always prided ourselves on fresh, from-scratch goods, and the fact of the matter is that a lot of hard physical labor goes into that baking, as well as a lot of love. With the long hours and extreme physical toll required of a bakery and our reluctance to hand over the keys to our beloved kitchen, our sweet Lynn's health was suffering. So when it came to choosing the bakery over Lynn's health, we are choosing Lynn, our mom, and our mama. Although hearts are broken, we hope that you remember the extravagant Christmas trees and finding the pickle, the loud bangs from the kitchen as we made our legendary macarons. Chelsea always covered in frosting our wonderful baristas and their corny jokes and perfect lattes, and most importantly, Lynn's charismatic smiles and hugs when you've had a hard day. All good things must come to an end, and Tart Sweets was definitely good. No, fantastic. We will forever be grateful for the community that is Winston-Salem that allowed us to grow and to expand, and to LMI Builders for allowing us to find closure on our own terms. Chelsea and Lynn continue to own and operate Camel City Coffee with 2 locations in Winston-Salem. I don't know where the second location is. Is it in one of the hospitals?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I looked that up, and I hadn't had a chance to ask Chelsea. But I
I
know...
thought they were doing it as part of one of the coffee shops.
Well, it is. It's they have Camel City Coffee over on Oakwood, where the Starbucks used to be. They're right off of, off of Stratford.
Yeah.
So they have that one. That's Camel City Coffee, but there's another location somewhere, and I don't know where it is.
It says 848 West 5th Street.
Well, that's Tart Sweets location.
Sweets.
Yeah.
So they're just doing the Oakwood.
Yeah. Or maybe they're, well, know. They're because their lease is up on that, and I'm sure they wouldn't just stay there in that house for that. But they says here in this presser that was dated the 22nd that they have 2 locations. So I will reach out to Chelsea and see if she can tell me. I know she can if she will tell me where the second location is.
Location is.
I don't know.
Clarify that, please.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Wow.
So I have to say, though, in that building where Tart Sweets was on 5th Street, it was a beautiful building. They had a beautiful facility. They had a lovely bakery. But it's an old building, an old creaky building. And are you guys familiar with the Merrill Lynch commercial from the 80s where the bull was walking through the china shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's shaking everything.
Yeah, but nothing breaks,
Yeah.
right? I always
Right.
felt more like the bull in the Schlitz malt liquor bull commercials that came crashing through the walls. But every time I'm in there, nothing ever did fall, but me and my rather largeness walking on that floor, things I could hear, like the chandelier was, and things on the wall, the pictures were bouncing and stuff. I'm like, Lord, I got to get out of here before I break something. And it was just, even though that's not how they made it out to be, I mean, they had a big, it was an old house, and there was like a big dining room table and stuff, and I needed a doily or something to put the coffee on and stuff, whenever, even the ice stuff, whenever I was putting it on the tables. And it's not that because it was always comfortable in there, it's just I was uncomfortable with me in there. Because it just rattled.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chelsea and Lynn, and to all your baristas and employees, good luck with the coffee shops. And Lynn, take care of yourself, and Chelsea, take care of your mom. She's a sweetheart, so just, she's a sweet tart. So just keep it up. Hold on. There we go. I don't know why I always feel like I got to point and kick to the side whenever I do that. So bootleg.
We don't know either.
Yeah. So bootleg ramen got a write-up in the paper. After that build-up, there's no way they couldn't have. Michael Hastings went up to Boonville to see the operation, and I commend Michael for that, because Boonville is no place I ever want to be. I have no inclination to go to Boonville at all. Anyway, Street Team Steven will be talking about that a little bit when he gets here.
Cool.
Bobby Boy Bake Shop celebrated a year of deliciousness this past week. 1 year.
Wow.
That's exactly what I had written here,
already
too.
Been here that long.
It seems like yesterday. But then again, it also seems like it was years before that, because it took so long for them to get that building prepared. They had to basically gut Fabian's and start all over. And it was basically the shell of what it was whenever they finally gutted it and made it to what it is. It's a very lovely, quaint, upscale shop. They make top-notch, world-class desserts in there. It is some of the stuff that they pull out, that Anna Lucia and John pull out of there, the Bobbies, is something you see like in a gourmet magazine from Paris. It's just amazing what they're doing, and it tastes just as good as it looks. So,
I was following their page when they first opened on Facebook, and I had to unfollow it because it was dangerous. All the beautiful pictures of food. Yeah. I mean, I don't want them to take that personally, but the pictures of the cinnamon buns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, I can't look at this every day. Like, this, I can't. I just can't. But it looked so good. But it looked dangerous.
Yeah.
I just was like, I'd be over there every day, which is probably what they want. But
Yeah.
good Lord, that stuff looked good.
It is a little pricey, but it's worth every penny. Every single penny. And now, they do more than just baked goods. They actually do sandwiches and things now, too. And they had talked about going to do some wine dinners because they're in the same building as the Kvist wine bar. So, so it seems like it's going to happen just whenever they can, put enough people in there to justify doing it. But happy anniversary to Bobby Boy Bake Shop. That's one of our favorite places to stop. It's just damn good stuff. You've not been there yet, Ray? Or have you?
I have not. Of course, I've seen our friends Corey and Christian post from there often enough that, I'm with Leah. It's like, this really looks like a dangerous place.
Yeah.
I'd be like, can I have one of everything?
Yeah.
And
Give me
a
two
cup
of
of
everything.
coffee.
I need something for later.
Or later. And tomorrow.
City Beverage is having a tent sale again on October 31st. For more information, visit their Facebook page or their website, citybeverage.com. And also, I know, Lee, I don't know how you are on coffee, but I know Ray is a huge coffee drinker. Mm-hmm. Did you know that there is a canned hard coffee?
Oh, no, I did not.
I had not heard that.
Well,
that sounds dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
City Beverage had it on their Facebook page, but here's the kicker.
In the tent sale?
I don't know if it's in the tent sale, but they mentioned the tent sale then talking about this. But here's the kicker. It's from Pabst.
Well, that sounds like a fine idea, if I do say so myself.
It's
So
5%
you're telling me
alcohol.
It's not going to be good.
Well, no, I'm not telling you that at all. I'm just telling you that it's from Pabst. You take that from however you will. There are some people who swear by some PBR. I am not one of them.
Well, my friends swear by PBR. I mean, I feel like I have a more refined palate for beer.
Well, you have a palate.
Well, yes, but if it involves coffee, like, I mean, there's a beer that I drink that's a jalapeno beer.
From Birdsong?
Yeah. With some tacos. I mean, it works. It's weird. It works.
I've had it twice. I had it at Finnegan's once, and I actually had it at Birdsong. And it was okay. Not something I would. I have avoided it in all other instances. Not that it was awful; it just wasn't my thing. And I like Birdsong beers. I think they do a great job. That was just more than I could want.
Well, and I mean, you do, like, that jalapeno beer, I feel like you do have to have the right meal with it. Like, I'm not just gonna, on Friday night, go out and get me a jalapeno beer.
Right.
That's just not. But I could see a coffee beer. I mean, I would be willing to try it. There was I went over to Dogwood.
Yeah.
A week or two ago. Hops and Crops, yeah. And I met a couple of my buddies over there, and we were spaced out, and they were like, Leah, go get that beer. And in the case was a pickle beer. Pickle ale something, and I was like, what the hell is this?
How was it?
It was actually, like, I was like, okay, I could get into this. Of course, I made them try it as well, because I was like, if I'm going in, y'all are going in too. It tasted like pickles, but it didn't have an overwhelming, and it didn't really have a lasting aftertaste.
Yeah.
The balance was it was really good, and I was like, oh, like hot dog or hamburger or, something.
Yeah.
Some good salty chips. It works. And so it actually, I ended up finishing the can because I was like, well, I'm in it to win it. So.
Right on. Yeah. And, they have the picklebacks, the mixed drinks that they make with pickle juice.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And because I love the dill pickle potato chips and I love dill pickle flavored things. So I'm pretty sure I'd like that because, I like beer. I like pickles. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. It worked. It wasn't just some scary Halloween joke. It was oh no, this.
My wife loves all things pickles. So, anytime we find something new that's been pickle flavored, she's the first one to try it. Somehow I don't think pickled beer is going to grab her attention.
Well, it was over at Dogwood. The first top row, first can on the left. Not that I know
exactly where to find it.
Space right? A1.
And it is a greenish can. And to tell you what, it was no big deal.
Okay, I get it. No big deal. Not deal. Dill.
Deal.
It took me a second. I was sitting down.
It was cute.
It kind of grazed my head as it was going over.
I know,
but
right?
Yeah, your joke is so briny.
I just pulled up the post about the coffee. I'll have to go. I wonder if they'll sell me just one can because I don't want to buy a case of this coffee beer. But I'll.
I'm a little nervous about the coffee beer because some of those just don't play out.
Well, but I like coffee stouts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. And coffee porters. I like those.
And those can be done really, really well.
Yeah.
We've got some local examples of that.
But those are basically done with coffee. This is like hard coffee. So
yeah, it has the logo, but then it says hard coffee, 5%.
Yeah.
I mean,
interesting.
And there's only 4 of them. It comes in a 4-pack.
In the box, yeah.
I mean, a porter or a stout is almost a coffee anyway.
Yeah.
That really strong flavor. So I don't know. It just feels weird that if it's hops based,
yeah,
it might actually be okay.
Well, let's see what it says. It's made with rich, creamy milk and vanilla flavor with 5% ABV. Huh. I don't know. I mean, I do like some Kahlua in my coffee. So.
I was going to say, I love it to take coffee and put something else in it. Some Kahlua, some Baileys. But I don't know. If you end up with a 6-pack of the beer, let me know. I'll be happy to take one of them off your hand. Try it.
It says it's made with Arabica and Robusta coffee beans, American milk, and it just says 5%. 30 milligrams of caffeine. So drink it earlier in the day, not later.
Hell yeah. I'd have to have
Good way to start your day is drink some beer coffee.
Pabst hard coffee.
Pabst. That's the other thing I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, that's the worst part for me is it's Pabst.
Pabst. Yeah. Well, and it's funny. It's in a brown can with the Pabst Blue Ribbon
logo
splattered.
Yeah.
On the
I don't know.
Now I'm intrigued.
Well, we should maybe, used to be on this show, we would actually, when I had a former co-host, we would actually do polls as to what we thought maybe the co-host should try. Maybe we need to start doing that.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go.
This is going to get crazy.
Yo,
Is there rules around this or boundaries?
No, I mean we can always say no, but you know, it's like truth or consequences. What's the consequences then?
So if we don't drink it, you'll what? Dock our pay?
Yeah. I'll make you pay me.
0 divided by 2 is still 0.
0.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So, anything going on your side of the list? I didn't hear from you this morning, so I figured that meant no.
Well, I was a little bit busy this morning.
Okay, so you haven't seen it yet. Okay.
No, I just went and looked at it, and I got nothing.
Okay.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
People ain't doing nothing on Monday.
Well, and on Mondays too, if I don't contact you and say nothing's going on, that means I just will tell you when we get on here. So.
Or that nothing's going on.
Or that nothing's going on. All right, so we don't have a getting in your business this week, but we do have Street Team Steven come back to talk to us today. We, as a group, the 4 of us, collectively met at Taste of the Triad this past Wednesday. And it was Wednesday, right? My days are going together.
Yes, it was.
So Leah had never been and Steven had never been, but Ray and I had been. But I don't pass up an opportunity to go see Sabrina and her lovely wares. So Leah and Steven especially, and Ray too, but what did you guys think about your trip to Taste of the Triad?
Let me, if I can, I thought it was amazing. So first of all, I swear that their architect has some magical ability, because I think he's using non-Euclidean geometry. It's a lot bigger on the inside than it looks like it should ever be able to be on the outside.
It's the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, I walk in and it keeps going and going. And so first of all, there's a lot of room, which really makes me feel good, that there's space to be out there and you can social distance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that the variety of food that you get to choose from at such a reasonable price is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know how many things I wound up trying because she just kept giving me more food. But everything I had was amazing. But the things that really, for me, were the highlights were the fried chicken, which was made to order. So it took a little while. So meanwhile, waiting for that, I had the turkey necks, and the pork, basically the braised pork, and I think, Leah, you and I agree that mixed collard green, the side dish, and the mac and cheese. I mean, but I'll tell you, everything I ate was just really delicious and stuff, including the chitlins, which I tried. And I didn't have a problem with them at all, but I will admit, I liked them both with a little bit of hot sauce and vinegar. That was my favorite. But then it was like fine. Now, of course, I eat tripe and stuff like that, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah, but you and I are both kind of adventurous eaters, so it's can I try that? Sure. Yes, let's try that.
Okay, let's try some turkey necks. Okay. Yeah. So, but I forced everybody to have some turkey necks and some pork, and I think we all agreed that, man, this food was really good.
So with the exception of the chitlins, okay. But if you had the turkey necks and the pork and all that stuff and didn't know what it was, you would have been like, oh, yes, give me some more of that.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like pulled turkey or pulled meat with a great sauce, braised food. It's braised meat. There you go. Yeah. So, and of course, I did the usual. Is I made Tim order something that had a big bone in it.
Yes.
But he can get to that.
Yes. So, I had never had not pickled, but I cooked pig's feet of any kind. And if I didn't have to work so hard at it, I would have really, really enjoyed it. But, having to work around it, and that's why I don't get ribs often either, That's just way too much. I don't like putting my fingers all over the sauce and stuff like that. And it's hard to get stuff off with the bones or with the bones in there. And that was my only complaint. It really tasted like pork belly to me. had a consistency of pork belly. It was, fatty, but very flavorful. I thought it didn't, unlike the chitlins, that did have a bit of a gamey taste to it. The pig's feet did not. So, yeah. So I was happy with trying it. I just wish somebody would debone it for me, because I'm lazy. I would rather spend my time eating than preparing.
I'm sure Sabrina would do that for you if you asked.
I'll have to bring that one up.
Yeah, exactly. Ask us
just a small upcharge.
Yes. Yeah. Will you get one of your very well-paid people in the back to take time away from the other things that they need to do because I am too good to pull the meat off the feet?
Yeah. I'm glad you see it so.
Yeah, I get it completely. I'm totally on everyone's side about how lazy that is of me. I just can't be bothered. I have food to eat, not to play with.
I had to take my food off the bone too. I had the baked chicken.
Oh, that's right.
It was phenomenally good chicken.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that fried chicken I had, some of the best around. I mean, it was, how can you argue against fresh, hot, perfectly done fried chicken? It was great. The only thing I wish, and next time I'll just bring it myself because I wind up having to do this, is I like having honey with my fried chicken. And so that was one thing they didn't have was honey, but that's easy to solve. So, but I'll tell you, that fried chicken was so hot and juicy and moist and flavorful. It was really good.
I liked that she didn't have the fried chicken sitting there on the steaming table, getting soggy.
Yeah.
You had to say, yes, I want the fried chicken. They go and fry it and bring it to you.
Yep.
So it's as fresh as you're going to get.
My third degree burns also kind of said that too.
Yeah. I was sitting there going, how, as I was pulling the chicken off of the skin off.
Next time you could let them do the frying.
Yeah. Or use tongs.
And
go ahead.
When I go out to eat, I normally don't pick green things or anything that's remotely vegetable.
You and me too. You and me both, sister.
Right? I mean, like I can eat that at home. So to have the what was it, collards and cabbage, and I mean, I couldn't believe that I just kept eating that and was like, oh, this is so good. I don't know what was in there, but
okay.
Okay. I mean, sign me up for some more. It was delicious.
I'm a fan of collard greens, but I love heart.
Yeah, I don't. Normally the collard greens I find are really stringy, or I don't know, but those I was just like, wow.
Still crisp.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Perfectly done.
And I'm totally, I'd like to call myself a mac and cheese expert. Connoisseur. That was some really good mac and cheese. There are very few places in Winston that really do, the right thing with the mac and cheese, in my opinion. That have that really good. And one of them that I love is Sweet Potatoes. Their mac and cheese. But this one, I was like, oh yeah, that's got some love in it. It's got some more cheese. It's got some more butter, I'm sure. But that was good. And the only thing that was missing that day, because I had meatloaf with it, was I needed some rain so that, all this comfort food that I would really, get that warmth out of it if there was some rain out there. But it was a nice sunny day. Yeah. But definitely the meatloaf that I had, just how dense it was. I was impressed by that as well. I was like, that's some good stuff right here.
I mean, they do such a good job with the main proteins, but those side dishes too are just phenomenal. Even the broccoli and cheese casserole.
Yep.
I mean, it's a staple. Yeah. We've all had it, and generally it's frozen broccoli that they throw in there, and so you get big pieces of stem, and it's like, yeah, it's okay. No, you could tell she made it from fresh broccoli because it was still a little al dente. You could tell this was fresh.
Yeah.
And the cheese, to Leah's point, you lift that fork up and there's these long strips of cheese. It's like, yes. Oh, it was so good.
That's some real cheese right there, and
yes,
I'm gonna
real
love
cheese.
This. Yeah.
Steven, and I had the we had the pinto beans. The pinto beans were perfectly creamy and tasty, flavorful. Everything. It was just that's good food, good comfort food, man. Yeah. Happy.
Steven, I know you've got to run, but do you want to say real quick anything about Bootleg Ramen?
Yes. First of all, hats off to Josh for pulling this off. I never thought it would actually happen.
Yeah,
but it did.
Yeah, I was with
you. And it was everything I was hoping it was going to be. They delivered it perfectly on time. I mean, the flavor we have. I got the pork tonkatsu because that to me is my standard ramen to try. That's my go-to ramen.
Yeah.
And the broth flavor was amazing. The noodles were unbelievable, just perfectly al dente with a little chew is what you want. The sides were tasty. I mean, the little ingredients you put in there. The egg, which is called an onsen egg, which is that Japanese semi-soft-boiled egg.
Yeah.
So you cut it in half, and you get this nice soft-boiled egg that you put into the ramen, so it kind of cooks it a little more. Perfectly done. I said, hats off. I'll definitely order it again. I'm going to write them a couple suggestions, minor ones, but I think for people who don't know ramen, having the little card that says what you're supposed to do with all these ingredients would be good, just in case you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
and then I'm just going to suggest a couple extra little side things, maybe as optional. Because I like bean sprouts in my ramen, and I like corn in my ramen. So just having a little couple extras, maybe for $1 extra, you can add those ingredients because they're pretty standard. And then I think I would like him to expand out, which I know he's going to do. But I think the next one he should do is a chicken ramen, because especially when it gets to this cold weather, having kind of like that chicken noodle soup, but making chicken ramen soup. It's called chicken patain. Patain being basic Japanese for chicken ramen.
Sure.
I'd be an excellent thing. I couldn't wait for him to try that. But again, he really knocked it really out as far as I'm concerned. So I'm looking forward to ordering much more take-home ramen. So hats off to you, Josh.
Absolutely. Well, Steven, like I said, I know you got to go. So thanks for stopping by, and thanks for our trip to Taste of the Triad.
Very much.
Always my pleasure, everybody. And let's do someplace else fun again, in the not too distant future.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Ciao.
So, Leah, back to you for a second before we move on to the holidays and things. Any parting thoughts on the Taste of the Triad? Things that you really, really loved, or things that just weren't your thing outside the Chitlins? I know that wasn't your thing, but
I tried it though, so that was a miracle that you got me to try it.
Yeah.
I definitely, I'll definitely go back and get that mac and cheese and the meatloaf. I'll probably wait for a rainy day though. That just seems a little bit more fitting.
And they do
a rainy day, right?
They do takeout too. So.
Oh yeah. And I did to y'all's point in the beginning, like the building just kept going and going. Which when you drove up, you were like, how big is the space? Like it seemed small from the outside, and then you kept walking back.
Especially when you walk in, there's just like a little seating area, and then there's the service line, and you're like, where's somebody supposed to eat? There's trays. I mean, and then you get back there.
Yeah.
Keep on walking.
I did one after we ordered and sat down. It was mentioned somehow, or maybe it was at the end of the line after I'd already gone through, that there was a fried pork chop or something with a pork chop, and I was like, I love me some pork chops, so I'll have to go back and get that and try that, because that would be good with mac and cheese as well.
Oh yeah.
And then I had and I think you had it too. It was the cake, which was a
cinnamon bun cake.
Cinnamon bun cake, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I was done. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I gotta have another bite. One more bite. There's one more piece left of this. Yeah.
I can't leave that on my plate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the piece was as big as not just the palm of your hand, but your whole hand. Like
it's a huge piece.
and it was good. Every bite was good.
If we were to compare that size like to school cafeteria desserts, this is like 4 of those.
Yeah. Well, this was almost as big as those Duchess cinnamon, the honey buns, that you.
Yeah.
It was almost that size.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be shocked to know that I got the chocolate.
Yeah. Really?
Wah, wah, wah.
Same thing. It's a massive piece of cake. Anywhere else, that would be 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. It was good.
Really good cake.
So yeah, I'll definitely be going back and taking in some more, and now that I know where it's at in the space.
Well, it's so cool too that now she's got that back room open where she can have larger groups coming in.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got a stage, so that you needed to have a speaker or you wanted to have some music or something going on that's an option.
Yeah.
I love what she's done with the place, and oh my God, the food is so good.
Yeah. Yes. And it is truly comfort food.
Yes.
It would have been okay if it had been raining or something. Yes, Leah. But even without it being rainy, it was still very comfortable to eat. And, we had good time with Stephen and with us. It's the first time that the 3 of us have been on an excursion together, the 3 of us.
Yep.
So we, again, thank Street Team Stephen for the invitation and just the opportunity. And thank you to Sabrina Wingo and her staff, especially Shanika at Taste of the Triad, because she took very good care of us. And I still love that we are all family when we're there. Hello, family. Welcome, family. Do you need anything more, family? And it's really great. So if
I did a search.
Yeah.
And looked out how far away is Taste of the Triad from most of Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
And what I found out is that 90% of people in Winston-Salem are within 15 minutes of Taste of the Triad.
Yep.
It's easy to get there. It's not that far out.
I live on the exact opposite side of town from Taste of the Triad, and I made it there in 12 minutes.
Ding.
At
it's easy.
At 11:35, 11:45.
Yeah. During normal traffic.
Yeah, and that's going up 52. And it was not a problem. Again, 12 minutes is what it took me to get to there from the extreme south side of town to the extreme north side of town. So, all right. Well, thank you again to Street Team Stephen for everything, listening, taking us to lunch, and suggesting that we do it, and all that. So, yes, thank you very, very much. And let's do some food holidays in history. Today is the 26th. It is Mincemeat Pie Day.
Yum.
I don't even know what that means. Is that like you mince up a bunch of meat and put it in a pie?
I think so.
It's prepared a particular way with a bunch of spices, and it's got a very unique flavor.
Yeah, it's not actually meat. It's
unique bad or unique?
No, it's basically it's sweet pie of English origin filled with a mixture of dried fruits and spices called mincemeat. And it's traditionally served during the Christmas season in much of the English-speaking world. So think of it as kind of like a Fig Newton, but in pie form.
Oh. Okay.
That might be
not as good as a Fig Newton.
Yeah. Yeah. So the one I'm looking at a recipe here that says brown sugar, brandy, refrigerated pie crust, Gala apples. So hey, brandy's in it. And brandy. Stephanie just bought crust. Stephanie just bought some apple brandy. So, maybe put some of that in there. That actually sounds a whole lot better than it did whenever I first wrote that. It's also National Pumpkin Day. I guess that's when people finally started getting around to carving them things for jack-o'-lanterns.
A week out, yeah, you might as well start.
Yeah. And it's also, Ray, since you've started on this show, we have questioned many days.
Many.
So how about National Mule Appreciation Day?
Well, mule like that. The animal, or mule like a drink?
The animal. And there's a reason for it. The first, on this day in 1785, the first jack, which is what they call a male donkey, arrived in the United States from Spain. It was a gift to George Washington from King Charles III of Spain. But still, do we need a day for it? And do we need to appreciate the mules, really? Mule, I appreciate you.
Me or Ray?
Who are you calling a mule?
I didn't say ass. I said mule.
Oh, well, then that's definitely Ray.
Gosh, thanks, Leah.
I know where I stand in this.
It's like, I'm not the ass. It's got to be Ray.
It's got to be Ray.
On the 26th in 1825, the 363-mile-long Erie Canal was officially opened. It connected the Great Lakes to the Hudson River at Albany, and which provided a water route from the Great Lakes to New York City and the Atlantic Ocean, and thus began the Great Canal Building era in the United States from 1825 to 1840.
I've got a mule, and her name is Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. Yep. We remember that from elementary school.
Yep. So, on the 27th, to make up for it being Mule Appreciation Day the day before, it's American Beer Day.
Yeah.
Now,
but American beer.
Yeah, the American beer.
Not that import stuff. You gotta get American beer.
Yuengling, that's American beer.
That's the oldest
black
in the
and
country.
tan.
Yeah. So here's the thing: it's really unknown why it's American Beer Day, but it possibly could be related to something that's happening tomorrow in 1919. So we'll talk about that in a minute. So on the 27th in 1858, Roland H. Macy opened R.H. Macy Dry Goods on the corner of 6th Avenue and 14th Street in New York City. First day...
Did it become Macy's? The Macy's?
Very astute of you. The first day sales were $11.06, but by the end of the first year, sales totaled almost $90,000. In 19 years, R.H. Macy and Company had become a full-fledged department store occupying 11 adjacent buildings. So,
that's huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
And now, not so much.
Yeah, they have scaled back a little, but still there.
Right.
So,
but it does seem like the era of the department stores is kind of fading into our background.
Yeah. Wonder what
Sears is gone.
What will take Amazon's place, I wonder. Because everything does have its day, and then it moves on, and it's cyclical. So I wonder what will take Amazon's place. Because Amazon basically has, and I'm not, because I use Amazon like it's going out of style.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much to blame for the department store going away, because why would you go fight all that crap when you can just sit in your underwear on your couch and order something and not have to leave, and they will bring it to you?
Several years ago, instead of being yanked out of the house on Black Friday, it's like, I bet we could find everything that you're going to find in the stores online. Sure enough, instead of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, we got up at 8.
Oh, especially.
Casually had breakfast, a cup of coffee, sat down with the laptop, and by 11 o'clock, we'd done all the shopping. And it was like, I don't see the reason to ever go back out again.
Especially, 5 or 6 years ago, before they started collecting tax.
Yes.
I've been a Prime member since that started back in the 90s. And, free shipping and no tax. So, I mean, I was paying a lot less. And then the government decided they needed to weasel in and get their cut. So they started forcing Amazon to collect. And Amazon didn't for a long time. They're still like, nope, we're fighting it. But they had to fall into line eventually. But still, it seems like the tax is still not as much as it would be in a store. And the prices are still cheaper. And I still get free shipping.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe I'd have to wait a day or two. If it's something I absolutely need, I'll go get it. If I don't absolutely have to have it right now, I'm good with waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are watching a fundamental shift in how people are going to shop for those essential stuff that we get on a regular basis. Where we all used to go to the store, COVID's kind of changed that. And I think many people, even when restrictions are relaxed, are going to go, you know what? It really was a whole lot easier for me just to pull up and then put it in the car, or just order it from Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't need it before then.
Well,
so yeah, I think we're going to see some big shifts.
As much as I am a fan of grocery shopping, I love grocery shopping. I'm not going to lie. I think even after this, we're still going to have Tamika deliver our groceries, because why not? I mean, it costs a little bit more, but we don't have to go do it.
I will argue that you'll end up spending less
because you're not impulse buying.
Right. You give her a list and she's not impulsing going, "Ooh, I want that cereal too."
Yeah. Right.
She's like, they asked for this one. That's all I'm going to put in the cart.
Right.
Yeah. Tim would probably like this as well today.
Yeah.
Well, now she will do that. She'll send a text, say, "Hey, this is," because especially once she knows us and knows what we usually put on our list. If we leave something off, she'll say, "Hey, I just saw this was on special. Do you want me to grab some?" So, but that's different. She doesn't usually just say, "Hey, they have crackers on sale today. You want some crackers?" Why would I want crackers?
I love some crackers.
I'm looking for some crackers, and why don't you just get me a big old wheel of cheese while you're there? No, that's not how that's going. So, I think we're still going to stick with that model. I mean, it was already shifting that way with Instacart and Shipt and things like that, and Amazon owning Whole Foods now, and it was already on that way. And then the COVID thing hit, and if someone's willing to go do that for me, I'll pay them. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
In 1904, on the 27th, the first subway, the underground rail system in New York City, began operating. The Interborough Rapid Transit, or the IRT line, was 21 miles long. So
it's a long tunnel. You said the first subway. I was like, oh, did they have the sub club back then too? It was like, oh, wait a minute, that's the
wrong subway, but
wrong subway.
On the 28th, here you go, Ray. If there was ever a day made for you, the 28th is National Chocolate Day.
Yes! We should all celebrate this day by eating our weight in chocolate.
Whoa.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, it might take a while. Maybe over several days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Days.
Thanks for giving me a few extra days.
Make it a month-long celebration. It's good. It's good. You got a starting point now.
Goals. I have to have goals.
Yeah. And we all are better off for having a daily dose of chocolate.
I'll agree with you on that. The 28th is also National Wild Foods Day. I don't know if you have to go out and hunt it.
So all you possum hunters?
Yeah. That's some wild food. Hey, speaking of, it wasn't possum, but last night I was sitting watching television and I heard something rattling outside. And I went and looked, and there was a raccoon hanging by its back legs into my trash can, pulling up a pizza box out of the trash can outside. And I knocked, and it didn't respond to that. I turned the light on and off. It didn't respond to that. I opened the door. It took off. but it was so funny. It was like shit. So it was just funny the way it happened. But that's about the third or fourth time that I've caught that raccoon in my trash can. So,
and unfortunately for poor Mr. Raccoon, I'm betting there wasn't any pizza in that box for him to steal.
No, he was just getting a whiff of the grease that was on the bottom on the cardboard. So, he might have a piece of sausage or something that's still like clinging. It looks like a wart or a mole on the box, but that's all he was going to get.
I say it's the one piece you missed.
Yeah, because I'm not leaving anything behind.
Right, not sausage.
Yeah, I rescue all of it from that box. On the 28th in 1886, the Statue of Liberty, or Liberty Enlightening the World, was officially unveiled and dedicated in New York Harbor. Now, that had to be one hell of a curtain.
Right.
How do you unveil it? Did they not? Because they brought it over in like 300 boxes and had to piece it together. So how did they not already see it there?
They were like, don't look over there. Yeah. We'll arrest you. You get a ticket.
Yeah.
We're not here.
Look over there.
We're not here. Yeah. This is not the statue you're looking for.
There's nothing more to see here. Please go home.
Yeah, there's nothing more to see here. I better go home.
That's not the statue I was looking for. On the 28th in 1919, so preceding what we talked about in the last date, the Volstead Act was passed, which enforced the 18th Amendment prohibiting the sale of alcoholic beverages. It went into effect in January of 1920. So I'm thinking the reason they called it the National Beer Day, is that what it was called? American Beer Day, was because the 27th was the last day you could, before the date passed for the Volstead Act. So
that would make sense.
Yeah. But it still, the failed experiment or noble experiment was an utter disaster.
Not even sure that it was all that noble.
It wasn't at all noble. It was ridiculous, and I think led to a lot more alcoholism than what they tried to prevent by not having it.
And are we better off today by just making it legal and folks have a controlled way to get it and the government's receiving its revenue from it? Sure.
Yeah.
Are there other things like that are going to happen here in this country? Yeah, I think it's happening.
Yep. On the 28th in 1927, Pan American Airways inaugurated the world's first scheduled international flight with a 90-mile flight from Key West, Florida to Havana, Cuba. Yep.
Just about the time you almost reach cruising altitude, come down.
Yep. Yep.
And now we have to take your drinks away from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Not even time to get you any drinks. That's more like a Hulk jump, in the comic books, the Hulk jumps from...
Right. I say, better just take your drink on the plane with you.
Yeah. All right. For this flight only, and we won't know because this is our first inaugural Pan-American flight, just go ahead and bring your drink. But what year was it? Hold on. 1927. There was no alcohol then.
Coffee. Here's your cup of coffee. Oh,
yeah.
2 sips.
But there was alcohol
in Cuba. Yeah. Yeah.
So you could have a drink on the way home.
Yeah. Have a drink on the way home and a cigar.
And a cigar, yeah.
On the 20th.
Come in here, dear boy. Have a cigar.
You're going to go far.
You're going to fly high. Hey, you're never going to die. You're going to make it if you try. They're going to love you.
They're going to love you. Oh, by the way, which one's pink? Leah's like, what the hell are y'all talking about?
Y'all just went on a tangent.
It's
like,
have a cigar from the Wish You Were Here album from Pink Floyd, 1975.
Okay. I figured it was some song, but I was like...
Yeah.
Yep. Remarkable album.
It's a story... I don't know how true it is, but it's a story of them getting their record contract and them going into the record executive's office, and he's like, come in here, dear boy, have a cigar. You're going to go far. And he's all this stuff. And then he asks, oh, by the way, which one's Pink?
Yeah.
Pink
The
Floyd.
band is just fantastic. That's really what I think. Oh, by the way, which one's Pink?
Yeah.
It's like, if you knew the band, you wouldn't ask that stupid question.
Yeah, right. And we're going to tell you the
You'd be
name
like,
of the
which
game,
one's
boy.
Roger?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to tell you the
who's
name of the
Sid?
Game Boy. It's called Riding the Gravy Train. Ooh, yeah. So.
Train.
Yes. And there is not a bad song on that album either.
No, it's a man. What an awesome album. One of my favorites.
On the 29th of October, it's Oatmeal Day. You don't like oatmeal?
Can we go back to the chocolate and the beer day?
You can put chocolate in oatmeal.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And actually, it makes really good cookies. Just don't get it soaking wet. It's all.
See, I like mine thick, not runny. I like it thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like oatmeal a lot. I just
Got
for
worn
a
out.
period of time there, my mom would make us oatmeal, but she would prepare it. This is when we were kids. She would prepare it overnight and put it in the crock pot so that by morning the oatmeal was ready. When you cook oatmeal for 8 hours at a stretch, even on low, it loses all of its definition and it becomes gruel. No amount of sugar or butter or hot sauce is going to make it palatable.
No.
But,
And all the
no, hey.
nutrients are gone by that time too.
I lost my appreciation of oatmeal as a direct result of that event in my life.
What, and I like oatmeal if it's done right, but my problem was and continued to be instant oatmeal. You just put a little water in it and put it in the microwave, and there you have it. Stephanie eats the hell out of that stuff, and she loves the maple, brown maple
sugar.
something. And it, to me, that smells like dog pee, but she still eats it.
That's what I used to love.
Yeah.
And then Mom started making it out of just we'd buy 50-pound bags of rolled oats, and that's what she would make it out of. And don't do that.
The 29th in 1764, the first issue of the Hartford Courant was published. It is the oldest continuously published newspaper in the United States. Also, in 1929, on the 29th, it was Black Tuesday. Stock markets in New York City and other major cities fell so dramatically, the day became known as Black Tuesday, the beginning of the Great Depression. So that's almost 100 years ago. In 1945, the first U.S. commercially made ballpoint pens are sold for $12.50 each at Gimbel's department store in New York City.
Whoa. That's kind of pricey.
Now you get them, what, 20 for
50
50
for
cents?
$12.
Yeah. I thought it was more like 20 for like $1.40 or something,
Something.
Yeah. Bic. In 1947, the first successful cloud seeding with dry ice took place at Concord, New Hampshire. So they were able to make it rain, not by throwing money at strippers, but by putting dry ice in the cirrus clouds or nimbus clouds, whichever one that actually creates the rain. And there it was. And it's actually been proven that really does work, and you can manipulate storms and some hurricanes with that technique, although not with dry ice. They have other things that they can do. Or like our illustrious El Presidente wants to put, a nuclear bomb in a hurricane.
Yeah, let's drop a nuclear bomb in a hurricane, because that'll be a great combination.
Yeah, that would only spread nuclear poisoning agents all over the world. Just go ahead. Dumbass.
Yeah. Let's put it in a giant blender and just spew it everywhere.
Yeah. It's like one of those yard seeder things. You know, you crank the thing and it just throws the seeds out.
Yeah. This is the same guy that says, if we want to stop speeding cars, we're going to use bazookas. It's like, come on now, seriously.
Dumbass.
Obviously, he studied this way more than y'all have, and he's expert on it.
His degree in meteorology and nuclear fusion really helped him understand this potential combination.
You are giving him way too much credit. I don't even think the man can read. So
he claimed, though, during the debates that he was he knew more about air and can't remember what the comment was, but I was like, he knows a lot about hot air. That's what he knows a lot about.
Yep. And he's probably done more for race relations in this country than anybody other than maybe Abraham Lincoln. Now, let's point out that there was a black woman moderator on the stage, and so he knows even more than her about race relations in this country.
Well, he never prefaced to say more better or more worse, so it could have been more worse. He just didn't. I'm just saying, words matter.
They do.
Sorry, non-food tangent alert.
That's all right. It happens.
It happens every time.
Yep. On the 30th of October, it's National Candy Corn Day. And now we had this discussion on Friday in our referral group meeting. I actually like candy corn.
I give mine to Whitney. She loves them. Yeah. Personally, I got no use for them.
I mean, I don't go seeking them out, but I don't turn them down.
She will. They're just too waxy, and there's not enough, enough flavor there. And there's one big thing that candy corn, unfortunately, has against it. It's not chocolate.
Of course. I mean...
You lose!
Not chocolate, you'll go away!
The 30th is also National Breadstick Day. So there's that.
Breadstick? I know, there we go, questioning again.
Everybody needs a holiday. Let's just go with it.
Even the breadsticks need a holiday.
Yeah. In 1938, on the 30th, Martians attack Earth, or so many radio listeners thought when hearing Orson Welles' radio broadcast of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. The broadcast was done in a series of news alerts with millions of listeners who thought it was real.
These broadcasts, Orson Welles. We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, yet as mortal as his own. We know now that as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space.
Yeah.
I mean, I would believe that. I'd be like, woo?
Well, nobody had ever done anything like that.
Yeah.
And they weren't expecting. I mean, when they heard the news sound and the announcer come in, they were used to that.
Yep.
They'd never seen anybody pull a stunt like this.
Yeah, so it threw the whole, not whole world, but a lot of people went kind of crazy. Because
they were sure that there were actual Martians here attacking.
In the same way, to beat a dead horse, or wish we could, that people believe that the coronavirus is not real. and we are turning a corner.
Right. It was interesting. I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody who was watching an interview with a fact checker.
Yeah.
And was saying that since our current president took office, they have documented 50,000 lies.
That's it?
Right. I was like, surely
Get
there's
out.
3 times that.
Yeah.
Times infinity.
Yes.
I mean, we're used to politicians lying to us. That's always been the case. Left or right, doesn't matter. Center, doesn't matter. They lie.
yeah.
They spin it. That spin to me is another version of a lie. So
Yeah.
it's always about trying to put it in the best light. But we've never had anybody that was this much serial.
This is
That's
true.
that's record. He's broken another record.
He is. He's the greatest.
He's done it
He's
better
the
than anybody
greatest
else.
liar there
Ever.
ever was.
I know more about lying
And more people
than
came
you.
to hear him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I invented lies back in the beginning. Me and the horny guy, we invented lies. Yeah.
I might actually believe that one.
He lies
Just
like
saying.
no one would ever believe, has ever seen before. All right, let's get off that. The 31st is, of course.
Mel's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mel.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
And some other scary shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whitney's got a stepsister who was a Halloween baby. And they named her Glenda.
Glenda.
I feel like somebody's watching me through the window, through the bushes.
Do not
Actually, there's something on the shelf behind you. Ah!
Yikes. Yeah.
There is something. Can you see him?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
My cat.
Yes. Hello,
He's
cat.
like, what are y'all doing? Like, can y'all shut the hell up? I'm trying to sleep.
So the 31st is, of course, Halloween, or All Hallows Eve.
Or
Another
it's-
great day for chocolate.
Or more appropriately, it's Nevada Day.
Oh.
Happy Nevada Day to all those Nevadians that
Nevadians.
listen to the
Did
show.
not. Is that the day they became a state?
Yes.
Nice.
Well,
So, do you have that in your news media, whatever holidays?
As a
I
matter
think
of fact, I do not.
we do now. Because we have something nobody else has. We have Leah.
Who grew up in Nevada?
And it's Nevada,
It was
not
pretty
Nevada,
cool.
right?
Nevada.
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 It was always fun because we would always get Nevada Day off. That wasn't necessarily the day you would go trick-or-treating, but we always had that day off. And of course, we were always like, no, we need the next day off to recover if we did go trick-or-treating. But yeah, it was Nevada Day and not Halloween.
Nice.
There's your history lesson.
There we go. The 31st is also National Caramel Apple Day.
Oh,
Or, as they say in the
Okay.
South, caramel.
caramel.
Yeah, there's another A in there, so it's caramel.
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 And that's all I have for the 31st. That, and it's Nevada Day. Did you know it was Nevada Day? It's Nevada Day.
Cool thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to Nevada and try to be there for their statewide celebration. I bet they have beer.
Beer, gambling. I mean, what more could you want?
Hookers?
Chocolate.
Hookers, we got them too. I mean, it's legal there, so.
I say chocolate. Tim says hookers.
I mean, we all have our priorities, so.
Yeah,
Right,
Yep.
right.
We all have our vices. The 1st of November, which begins my birthday month. And Leah's too. And it's National Deep Fried Clam Day.
Okay.
It's no, you don't like it?
That just sounds
you don't
wrong.
You don't like clam strips? Things like that? Have you had them?
No, but it just sounds wrong.
Oh, no, you girl.
Clam strips, I like those.
They are fantastic. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
It's All
Should.
Hallows Day or All Saints Day. Never understood that. I don't know what that means, but it is. It's All Saints Day, so all the saints have their day that day, not just one.
Oh.
It's all of them, or that girl group from the 90s. All Saints. It's also World Vegan Day, so there you go to Brian Ricciardi and our friend Happy, and any other people who choose to live a lifestyle that I never want to, but I respect you for doing it. It's National Vinegar Day. I like vinegar.
Needs to be Fish and Chips Day then.
I wish. You can eat it with your deep fried clams.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And the first Sunday is National Calzone Day.
Ooh.
Yeah. My favorite place to get a calzone is not open on Sunday, so I can't go there. Damn.
Where is that?
BLL Rotisserie Factory.
Man, they really do a good job.
Yeah.
They do a good job with all of it, but calzones in particular.
Calzone and Stromboli's both. Stromboli is one of my favorite things they have there. On the first in 1884, it's Greenwich Mean Time was universally adopted as the International Meridian Conference in Washington, D.C., and the international date line was drawn up with 24 time zones created.
Couldn't it have been Greenwich Nice Time? Does it have to be mean?
I've wondered that too. That damn Greenwich.
And does it mean like Mean Girls mean or just mean?
I believe it means standard. Like average and mean.
So yeah, that's probably Mean Girls mean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, because they're average girls.
Average girls.
Well, that is all
That's
your
what makes them mean.
Yeah, that's all your food holidays and histories for the week. Special thanks to James Ehler at foodreference.com for making us chuckle, roll our eyes, get Ray excited about some chocolate, and then making him almost throw up in his mouth because of oatmeal. And yeah, that's what we got.
An American beer.
An American beer. American Beer Day.
Yeah. Burr.
The Man Who Ate the Town podcast is part of the Less Desirables podcast network. Along with this podcast, you can listen to the Less Desirables, the Beer Dads, Fan Interference, Wheeler's Dog, and Asylum Tales from the Devereaux Diaries podcast. You can find all these podcasts and their latest episodes on our network website and directory, tldpodnetwork.com. You'll also find social media links for each one there as well. We'd greatly appreciate if you visit our sponsors like Carrabba's Italian Grill, located 587 South Stratford Road. This is no chain. This is a responsible family of restaurants. Carrabba's and their owner partners take the communities they serve very seriously. And for us, having a fantastic franchisee like Daniel certainly does not suck. Follow Carrabba's on social media and carrabbas.com. Washington Perk and Provision Company is located at 301 West 4th Street. You'll find a little bit of everything at the Perk, a chip corner, a deli. You get your sandwich on the go, local fruits, vegetables, meat, and dairies, all from local sources. Bingo Bango sodas, Wolfie's custard, a wall of beer and wine, and more. Washington Perk is better than a convenience store, not quite a grocery store. On Facebook, Washington Perk, or at Washington Perk_DTWS on Instagram. I don't think they're open yet, but Humblebee Shop, when they get done with their renovations and such, will be at 1003 Brookstown Avenue in the west end of downtown. you've not had good until you've tasted the treats, goodies, and other things that Brittany is whipping up in her shop, be it muffins, cakes, macarons, and more. Many things are available vegan and gluten-free as well. So too bad she's not open right now for World Vegan Day that's coming up this week. The Humblebee Shop wants to challenge your perception of Scratch Made and leave you with an experience you couldn't possibly forget. For more information, follow them on Facebook and Instagram, or visit thehumblebeeshop.co.
That's SHOPPE.co.
This is so true. This is a reminder to all the listeners, and it's just good practice, not now, but for always. Wash your damn hands. Wash with warm water and soap. Wash with that soap for about 20 seconds or more. If you're trying to figure out what is good 20 seconds, how about this?
I guess I should know by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last. See, you're the kind of person who believes in making out once, love them and leaving fast. I guess I must be dumb. She had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of the Muse. But it was Saturday night, I guess that makes it alright. You say, what have I got to lose? And honey, I say,
So that's more than 20 seconds, but that gives you, the more you go, the cleaner your hands will be. Of course, tomorrow, the 27th of October, will be the 38th anniversary of that album, 1999, which was one of Prince's breakthrough album. He had some stuff before that, but this was the one that really matured him as a songwriter in the mainstream audiences.
Put him on the map.
It did put him on the map. He really broke through the next album in 1984 with Purple Rain.
Ooh.
Good.
How many times have you seen it?
I can't even count that high, I don't think. I own it on DVD and I think Blu-ray. And I had the cassette growing up. There's a story about Purple Rain. If I get around to that one, I'll tell it another time. But I had it on cassette and CD. Now I have it on vinyl, purple vinyl at that. So yeah, it's and I have 1999 as well. Again, 38 years old tomorrow, the 27th. Keep an eye on the blog and this podcast to find out more about the food news and happenings around town. If you have any food news, send an email to Tim or Leah or Ray at themanwhoatethetown.com. You can also contact us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter Instant Messengers. Like us on Facebook. On Twitter, we are Man Who Number 8 The Town. On Instagram, we are Man Who Ate the Town. And now we invite you to call or leave a voicemail for the podcast or any podcast on the network. 336-422-6862. That's right, 336-422-NUM. Leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the podcast. Again, 336-422-NUM or 6862. Thank you again to Street Team Stephen for stopping by and talking with us. And we will see you soon. Thank you to everyone else for listening and reading everything the Man Who Ate the Town has going on. So my name is Tim.
My name's Ray.
And I'm Leah.
And we're closing the recipe box. Boom. Bon appetit. Yamas.
Yamas.
The views and opinions stated by me or any of my guests are solely those of ours and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosting companies, distributors, enemies, friends, or relatives. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced or distributed without express written consent of the Man Who Ate the Town, that's me, and Such Limited Inc. However, if you ask nicely, we'll probably let you.